This is commentary on Lesson 89 in the Workbook for A Course in Miracles. Again, we're reviewing two ideas today. Lesson 77, I'm entitled to miracles, and Lesson 78, let miracles replace all grievances. Again, the practice instructions is to do each of these lessons once for about 15 minutes, and in between those lessons, we do the first one first part of the day and 78 in the second part of the day. And in between these longer practice periods, we have frequent reminders of this idea: I'm entitled to miracles. We need to remind ourselves constantly what the truth is, and then response to temptation. So when we've lost our peace, when problems are vivid, that's the time the mind's most focused, and that's a really great time to practice. So I'm entitled to miracles. Again, this is this theme that this isn't just a good deal. This just isn't a nice thing for us, or how wonderful is it that we can have this. It's all of those things, but it's our right. That's the key thing, and asserting it as our right is because we're asserting it from the truth of what we are, and the truth of what we are is that love, and the law of love, or the laws of God, that there are no other laws but that law of love. So this makes us entitled to miracles. They're our right. We deserve them. It's something we should have. And understanding that is really important. So we recognize it's not, uh, we have it without this constant struggle. That it's something we just need to learn to accept as a gift that's there. It's ours. It belongs to us. So we want to read this lesson and then get these concepts in the mind and hang on to them, and then spend the majority of the time in listening to a message as we're learning how to open up our minds and our hearts and find the Holy Spirit that's there, that will guide us in all that we do, in all of our actions, all of our thoughts, and all of our perceptions. So I'm entitled to miracles. I'm entitled to miracles because I am under no laws but God's. His laws release me from all grievances and replace them with miracles. And I will accept the miracles in place of the grievances, which are but illusions that hide the miracles behind. Now I would accept only what the laws of God entitle me to have, that I may use it on behalf of the function He has given me. So we've been given a function to be the light of the world, to bring this forgiveness and peace to every other mind. And for us to do that, let there be peace and let it begin with me. We have to have this miracle change our perceptions. So that we might be able to share it with everyone. That's our function, being the light of the world, forgiveness. And this is what we're entitled to. So we want to remember this idea as often as we can. I'm entitled to miracles. Keep our mind in that space. And then here's some suggestions for what could be a specific application when we've lost our peace. Behind this is a miracle to which I'm entitled. We could say that to the situation. Remind ourselves that behind this there's a miracle which I'm entitled to. Or if we're having difficulty with a person, let me not hold a grievance against you using their name, whatever, but offer you the miracle that belongs to you instead. We very specifically apply this idea to someone that's there. Or we could say something like, seen truly, this offers me a miracle. So those are just suggestions. It's just to have the concept that's there and apply it to those specific contexts in our lives. So the second lesson to review today is 78. Let miracles replace all grievances. And so it says in here, by this idea do I unite my will with the Holy Spirit's and perceive them as one. By this idea do I accept my release from hell, and by this idea do I express my willingness to have all my illusions be replaced with truth, according to God's plan for salvation. I would make no exceptions and no substitutes. I want all of heaven and only heaven as God wills me to have. So this is the idea of the mistake was thinking we had a will of our own, that would somehow be better than what the reality of what our true reality was, and now we recognize that there is just one will, and that's the will of love or the will of God. And in letting miracles replace grievances, we're acknowledging that one will. That's the only reality. That's all that's there. That's all that's true. And it's by this idea that we release ourselves from hell, and by this idea, it expresses our willingness to have all our illusions be replaced with truth, according to God's plan for salvation. And that we need to understand that there's no exceptions, there's no substitutes, there is no situation in which we need to continue suffering, feeling pain, being in conflict. There are no exceptions to love. If love be love, it's everywhere for all time. So we have this opportunity of letting miracles replace all grievances in any situation, because we want all of heaven and only heaven as God wills us to have it. So reminding ourselves frequently, as often as we can, let miracles replace all grievances. That's what we want to do. And then when we're upset, we take the specific forms. We might say something like, I would not hold this grievance apart from my salvation. Or we could say, let our grievances be replaced by miracles, naming yourself and someone else. Or we could say that beyond this, meaning this situation, this event, something that happened, some interaction with some other person, behind this is the miracle by which all my grievances are replaced. Whatever form, whatever words we want to use, as long as we hold on to the concept, and therefore we practice all day. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you.